Gardening can be satisfying work, and adopting these 3 weekly gardening routines will yield rewarding harvests. Control garden pests, feed your plants and soil, and grow plants, not weeds. In this video, I'm going to compare the rate of growth and flowering between 2 squash patches. Both garden spaces are treated with a do-it-yourself organic pest control and a do-it-yourself organic fertilizer, but the time and effort put into each garden is the main variable. For clarity, we'll call the patch we maintain weekly Patch 1, and the patch we maintain bi-weekly or less Patch 2. First, I'll show you the benefits of routine garden maintenance by comparing the 2 garden plots and their rate of growth. After that, I'll show you the recipes for the do-it-yourself organic pest control solution and the do-it-yourself organic fertilizer. And if you'd like a more detailed tutorial about either, you can find their links at the end of this video as well as in the description. You may be able to notice just by walking the rows of our 2 patches that though they contain the same types of plants and receive equal amounts of sunlight and rainfall, they are not flourishing equally. Taking a closer look, we can see that the patch receiving routine weeding, fertilizer, and pest control have remarkably less damage from bugs. Obviously, the use of the organic do-it-yourself pest control is a big part of the success, but the weeding also makes all the difference. Weeds choke out the garden plants and rob them of air, space, and nutrients. Weak plants attract pests, and the tall weeds framing the plants in Patch 2 also provide more real estate for the pests and less space for the garden plants to establish themselves. Patch 1's weeds are maintained weekly by rototilling between the rows as well as hand weeding between the plants. We'd surely see even better results if we weeded more regularly, but even just weekly attention to weed removal makes a huge difference in the plant's ability to grow and ward off pests, even without introducing any pest control. But speaking of that do-it-yourself pest control, we make it with 1 tablespoon of blue dish soap and 1 teaspoon of peppermint oil for every gallon of water. Next, let's compare the rate of growth for each patch. This is really quite easy to see since only Patch 1, the garden space maintained weekly, has flowering plants. Our less maintained patch has only 1 flower, even though both gardens were planted at the same time. Furthermore, Patch 1 has just began producing squash this week, and here's our first harvest. We harvested 8 beautiful medium-sized zucchini of 2 different varieties from Patch 1. Now let's compare that to the harvest from Patch 2. Oh wait. We've been comparing these 2 patches by what we can see on top of the soil, but let's remember that their growth and overall health is largely determined by the strength of their root systems. We make an organic yeast fertilizer to routinely feed the plants and amend the soil. Start by adding 1 tablespoon of yeast and 1 tablespoon of sugar to 4 cups or 1 quart of warm water. Allow the mixture to rest at least 2 hours until bubbles form on top, before pouring it into 1 gallon of warm water. So take it from us, busy, distracted hobby gardeners. Even if you only have time to maintain your garden 1 day a week, get into the routine of controlling pests, feeding your plants and soil, and growing plants, not weeds. And if you'd like to learn more about our do-it-yourself fertilizer or pest control, click on the videos here. Thanks for watching! Please subscribe to our channel to see more wicked easy, cheap, and effective gardening solutions.